I don't know what it is. I've lost my SewJo. See those stairs right there? My sewing room is just steps up there, but I just don't want to go into it. Has this ever happened to you? SewJo just gets up and walks out the door? I've been here before, and I've got some strategies to help you through. Find your SewJo again and finding joy in your hobby. So stick with me and I'll show you how to do it. What actually is SewJo? SewJo is that enthusiasm that we have to pursue our hobby. Some people call it a muse, some people call it mojo, but it's just that wonderful intersection of brain, desire, and creativity. And unfortunately, sometimes it's very elusive. It happens to the best of us, and here are my main strategies for getting through it. The number one reason we lose our SewJo is exhaustion. I know sewing till 2 o'clock in the morning sounds like a good idea. It's quiet, you have the house to yourself, you can watch as many episodes of Outlander as you want, but you still have to get up the next morning. And shorting yourself on sleep is not going to do you any favors in the end. So the very first strategy is get some rest. And I'm not talking about sleeping in till 12. I'm talking about going to bed early. And my secret weapon for a good night's sleep is a night mask. I embraced it about 2 years ago. I was reading an article on elite athletes, and this was one of their secret weapons. But once I started using it, I found an immediate increase in quality in my sleep. I have also used earplugs, but a good night's sleep makes a world of difference. The second biggest reason for losing your SewJo is chaos. You know, you've been working on a number of projects. A lot of us don't even have a large space to sew in, and things have just accumulated. We have too much fabric. We have too many things on the go. So tidy up. Set your timer. It can be one of these quick timers. It can be your watch. It can be your phone. It can be your microwave. Set it to 15 minutes. We're not doing all Marie Kondo and putting it all in a pile. It's really important not to overwhelm yourself in this step. We are going to alternate 15 minutes of work with 30 minutes of rest. It's incredible on how much tidying you can get done in 15 minutes. We're talking broad strokes here. Put away your tools, put away your rulers. Grab a bag and put all your scraps in one. Grab another bag and put all your fat quarters and fabric that's going to go back in your stash in another. If you have other things that need to be put away, maybe your serger goes on a shelf, maybe your cutting boards have to go aside, maybe you have bags of quilts that need to be dropped off at a local charity. Clean out the garbage and you will be amazed at the difference this makes. It may take a couple of days to get through it all, but it makes a difference. Sometimes we've just burnt our brain out on the complicated stuff and we need something simple just to reassure ourselves that we can still do it. Have a simple project always ready to go. It doesn't need to be a quilt. It can be just a block. It can be an improv exercise. I have these kits that I make from my scraps. I use them for baby quilts for a charity that I donate to. And anytime I'm getting stuck, this is what I go to. Sewing can be such a solitary pursuit. We're often doing it in a closet or a small room, so nobody else can fit in the space with you. We're often doing it at night by ourselves. So it's so important, get outside. Go for a walk. It has been scientifically proven that seeing big sky helps our mood. Not just walking, find a friend, go to a quilt show, go to an art gallery. Take a workshop or class on something new. Go to a guild meeting. You can get inspired by the projects that they're working on, and just throwing off ideas just feeds our soul. I hate going backwards. We all get there sometimes. We're sewing along, seams aren't lining up, or you don't like the color scheme, or the pattern's too fiddly, or you sew the pieces together upside down. I read a book many years ago called The Road Less Traveled, and it talks about how much time we waste thinking about the stuff we don't want to do, when if we had just done it at the beginning, we could spend so much time doing the things we do want to do. So starting off with the thing that you don't want to do is called eating the frog first. You can break it down into small steps, and you can break those steps down into smaller steps until your brain can get over that inertia of beginning. Do it the first thing before you start sewing. You do that and then you go to work on another project, or you can take a couple of steps of it, but life gets a whole lot better once you get that out of the way. So if you've just run a marathon and your legs are sore the next day, that makes total sense to you. But for some reason, when our brains burn out, we don't connect the dots as fast. You probably tried some quick fixes like buying more fabric or having something sweet, but that won't solve brain burnout for long. You might be giving it away at the office, you might be giving it away to other family members, you might have overcommitted and you're just doing too much. Take a step back and figure out where you're burning out. Figure out what is valuable, what isn't, what can be delegated, and what should be canceled. If you follow these steps and you find you're still not able to sew, you have to respect that maybe you're just at a point in your life where you're just not able to. It's possible you're suffering from some depression, or you're going through grief, or you're going through trauma. And under these circumstances, our brains are not firing the regular way. And if you haven't already, I hope you're seeking additional help to deal with it. If your leg was sliced open and you needed stitches, we wouldn't hesitate to get health care. But for some reason, when our emotional and mental health is on the line, we don't seek help quite as easily. But we're living in a time when there's lots of options available. If you live in Ontario, there's a 1-800 line that you can call and they can direct you to a variety of services. There's even just a call-in helpline. And I'll be honest, I have used it. I suffered from some trauma in my life and I just couldn't get beyond it. It was just awful. And I felt very alone. And I found talking to somebody on the other end of the telephone really, really helped. So please, if you're suffering, reach out. There's so many people that care. I'm sorry it's taken so long for this video. April was not a good month for me. At the beginning of the month, I had emergency surgery to remove my gallbladder. I didn't realize I even had a problem with my gallbladder. It came out of the blue. Luckily, we have a good healthcare system, and I was well taken care of by the hospital staff at North York General, and it couldn't have gone better. But then afterwards, terrible tragedy hit a good friend of mine, and it's just been really tough. There's no other words for it, tough. So I thought it was a little bit more honest to be working on a video that tackled this subject. So I hope getting this video out means that I'm back on the road to recovery. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends if you think there's somebody that can use it. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I make new videos. So take care, and I'll see you next time.